In a bold operation over the weekend, ICE and Border Patrol agents raided the Santa Fe Springs swap meet, causing widespread fear and outrage. The raid resulted in the arrest of 2 individuals reportedly under removal proceedings. Footage of the event shared on social media has intensified the community's frustration. Henry Santiago, a longtime vendor at the swap meet, expressed his disappointment, calling the footage an insult to the community. "They're making fun of us," he said, echoing the sentiments of many who feel targeted. Witnesses reported seeing approximately 40 armed agents in full tactical gear enter the flea market without prior warning. According to the market's operators, there was no notice or consent given for the operation. The sudden and aggressive nature of the raid has left the community reeling. "It's hard to believe this is happening in America," one vendor remarked, noting the stark contrast between this operation and the traditionally bustling weekend atmosphere. The aftermath has been devastating for local businesses. Once teeming with vendors and customers, the flea market now stands eerily empty. Many vendors are hesitant to return, fearing further raids or profiling. A longtime vendor described the scene as heartbreaking. "This is how I make my living. Now, it's all gone," he lamented. Underscoring the raid's economic impact on the community, ICE defended its actions, emphasizing that the arrests targeted individuals with court orders for removal. Supporters of the agency argue that such operations are necessary to uphold the law and ensure public safety. Critics, however, view these raids as excessive and detrimental to community trust. "We're witnessing a paramilitary force operating in our neighborhoods," said civil rights attorney Ambrosio Rodriguez. Highlighting concerns about the increasing militarization of immigration enforcement, the controversy has drawn sharp political divides. Advocates for stricter immigration policies argue that these actions are essential for maintaining law and order. Opponents counter that the tactics employed by ICE and Border Patrol are heavy-handed and instill unnecessary fear among immigrants and citizens alike. This polarizing debate continues to fuel tensions in communities across the nation. Videos from the raid show agents confronting bystanders, including a vendor who claimed she was profiled. Despite being a U.S. citizen, her story has become emblematic of the broader concerns surrounding ICE's methods. While ICE insists it targets only individuals with removal orders, critics argue that these operations often lead to indiscriminate profiling, further eroding public trust. Amid the uproar, some community members support the enforcement measures. Michael Dianella, a vendor and self-proclaimed Trump supporter, defended ICE's actions but criticized the lack of transparency. "They could at least announce these operations in advance," he suggested. Though this notion was quickly dismissed by others who noted that such announcements would compromise the effectiveness of the raids. The raid has sparked protests, with activists decrying the use of militarized tactics in a community space. Demonstrators have called for increased oversight and accountability for ICE operations. Meanwhile, supporters of immigration enforcement argue that these protests undermine the rule of law and pose risks to public safety. The broader implications of this raid extend beyond Santa Fe Springs. It has reignited national debates about immigration policy and enforcement practices. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are weighing in, with Democrats pushing for reforms to protect vulnerable communities and Republicans advocating for stricter enforcement to uphold existing laws. As the dust settles, the community remains divided. For vendors and shoppers who relied on the flea market, the future is uncertain. Meanwhile, ICE continues to defend its actions as necessary for public safety. Whether this raid serves as a deterrent or exacerbates existing tensions remains to be seen. For now, the Santa Fe Springs swap meet stands as a poignant symbol of the complex and deeply polarizing immigration debate in America.